Welcome back to the Last Shot Show. If you watched that last segment, we really appreciate it. We really do. Just tell other people about this show. We only have like 10 views for each show. It's not good.
It's sad.
But right now, we kind of want to go on from the number one and pressures and all that, Rory McIlroy and Indiana and all that stuff, Miami Heat. We want to transition into contracts. Good, bad, and ugly contracts. Joe Flacco, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I think it's outrageous the money Joe Flacco's getting for what he's done. And we kind of just want to talk about other contracts, other players, maybe just stay on Joe Flacco. We'll see where this goes. Matt.
Yep.
Joe Flacco's contract.
I don't know the numbers. Okay, guys, just please remember, we don't know facts off the top of our heads. We basically just leave the house, walk over here and be like, oh, okay, you know what you're going to talk about? Okay, I know what I'm going to talk about. We don't really know facts. We're just talking and giving you our opinion on stuff.
Because we're bored and we can.
Yes. Because we can and we're bored.
I say it the other way around.
Okay, that's why
that's
you don't,
my thing.
That's why you don't intro the show.
No, that's
And so, I think that the amount, I think he had like an 8-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
Way too much for a quarterback. I believe that quarterbacks should not be signing, any contract longer than 5 years.
Why quarterbacks?
Because, why quarterbacks no longer than 5 years?
Why, or just NFL players in general?
I feel like NFL players in general should stay between 4 to 7 years.
Running backs, no more than 3.
No more than 3.
No, never.
From 4 to 7 years on a contract.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that...
Not the NHL, you get 15-year contracts.
For being a goalie, come on, Islanders! Dang it, Islanders!
And didn't they cut him or something?
And they cut him!
After 8 years through the contract? I don't know the details, you probably do. But 15-year contract?
Rick DiPietro!
15. That's outlandish on every level.
Ah! Makes me want to flip this table over. Anyway.
You're an Islanders fan, I'm sorry. My condolences.
I'm an Islanders fan. Well, we're always going to be horrible.
Not always. First overall picks every year. Yeah.
I mean,
back to
quarterbacks. But look, I think that Joe Flacco is a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking away the Super Bowl win. Okay, maybe I am a little bit, but I'm not taking away his previous accomplishments, because he did bring a Ravens team who
He did?
Okay, he helped.
I don't think he did.
He assisted.
Send your thank you cards to the Denver Broncos safety.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Even though that was a good throw by Flacco, because he got a lot of air under it, which threw the safety off. Sure. I think it was a 50-50
I feel like he shouldn't have that big of a contract. It's to me the wearability, I guess, the elasticity of a person, like can either to me, that determines how good a contract should be.
Long term.
Long term.
Yeah.
And I mean, Joe Flacco's been with the Ravens for 4 or 5 years now?
Since 2008.
So, okay.
He was a rookie in 08.
He was a rookie in 08.
Made the playoffs every year. But I think that's more team.
That's more of a team thing.
He came onto an already made team.
I don't think that he deserves that.
He's Trent Dilfer, in my mind.
But I wouldn't want to meet up with Trent Dilfer.
He's a very intelligent man.
He's a very intelligent
Trent Dilfer, I know you're not watching this, but if you are by some miracle, Trent Dilfer, you know what you are. You were a role quarterback, and you did your job excellently, and took the Ravens to a Super Bowl championship that had a great defense, and then you got the unjust punishment of the Ravens signing Elvis Gerbach. Mad respect to your intelligence, though. You're a great NFL analyst.
Yeah, I think he's a...
But not a superstar by any stretch of the meaning.
Yeah, I don't think that Joe Flacco signifies a superstar, pay me bajillions amounts of money.
No.
I think
that... in the heat of the moment right now.
It's basically, I'm gonna pay him this amount of money so that we don't lose him.
He's hindering his team by taking so much money because they're potentially gonna lose Ed Reed to free agency. They already lost Ray Lewis. They're gonna lose Anquan Bolden. This team is going to be nothing next year.
I mean, Torrey Smith...
It is going to be on your shoulders,
I think Torrey
Flacco.
Smith is going to be gone after this season.
I don't know
this
the
season or
details
next
of
season.
that.
But I think that the ends just don't justify the means with signing people with like big contracts, outlandish contracts. Let me give you this then. You remember in last season?
Yeah.
when the Florida Marlins became the Miami Marlins, moved to a completely new city, completely
disaster
new
all
city,
over
new ballpark, and the mayor of Miami was like, "Come to Miami tomorrow.
We're gonna sign all these.
We're gonna sign up Jose Reyes.
Free agent.
We're gonna get Jose Reyes. We're gonna get Mark. No, not Mark Burley. He wasn't there.
He was there.
Oh yeah, he was Mark Burley. We're gonna get Ozzie Guillen to GM this team, manage this team. And look what that brought you.
Nothing.
Not even making the playoffs. I don't think
not
you
even
finished
being
over
500. And not even drawing attendance. And then they just gave everyone to Toronto.
And there was a fire sale right after.
Oh, the complete fire sale. The Marlins are going to have 5 people in the stands this next coming year.
And you know what? That to me is saying, like, with those contracts, it's like we're going to spend and throw so much money at this
to bring the fans in.
To bring the fans in.
It's all about the fans.
And it's in Miami.
Like.
And Miami is a very high Hispanic community. And Hispanic community, and I'm not trying to sound racist, I'm really sorry if I sound racist, but Hispanic community loves baseball.
I mean, it's a big thing.
It's a big thing in South American culture. Baseball is a big thing. And when you bring that Miami Marlins thing and do a whole rebranding of the entire team for that one season and totally try to stack the deck in your favor and not even come up 500, and then you fire sale?
And everyone was gone, even Ozzie Guillen. But
Ozzie Guillen was done in the middle of the season.
Let me piggyback off what you're saying, because you're making a very good point. I'm going to make a statement here. The one exception to the rule is what we just talked about. I think the Miami Heat are the exception to this rule. I think there's too much impulse in sports in signing big free agents just to appease your fans. I think the way to build championships is not signing the best free agents, the most expensive free agents. The Yankees are also kind of an exception to the rule, but when they won those first 2 World Series, it was building from the farm system and up with young people like Jeter and Rivera and Pettit. And then they got to the free agent Giambis, A-Rods, and that's when it all fell apart for the Yankees. Teixeira, but still overpaying.
Teixeira's been overpaid. Anderson, I believe, is a good player, but now he's going to be out for 10 weeks.
Yeah, it's all like
Russell Martin was a good buy.
I look at just impulse free agents to appease fans, and spending the boatloads of money is the wrong way to approach getting to a championship. Like, you look at teams like, we mentioned the Spurs, we mentioned the Nuggets, who are not a championship contending team right now, but they're young.
They will be.
And they're building from the scratch.
They're
such a young, talented team, and you look at. Yeah, the Spurs built it from drafting. They drafted Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan. You look at the New England Patriots. They did make the mini splash free agencies, but I think there were more role players than the big ones like Rodney Harrison and Corey Dillon. But still, they built from Tom Brady. They signed a nobody named Wes Welker, who wasn't a splashy $10 million sign-me free agent. Deion Branch, Matt Light, Teddy Bruschi, Matt Vrabel. I can go on and on.
Better slow down with those names. People might think that we actually know stuff.
Exactly. But the Patriots built those championship teams from drafting and building those players and not signing people like Tio, even though they did sign Chad Johnson, that he wasn't paid a lot of money, and he was their 5th receiver. I think that's how you build it. That's how you do it. Even the San Francisco 49ers right now, they signed Randy Moss, I know, but he's past his prime. Every superstar on the 49ers, Kaepernick, Gore,
Vernon Davis,
Patrick Willis, even LaMichael James,
Doug Martin,
they're all drafted and in that 49ers system. The 49ers, they probably don't want Darrelle Revis because he's going to eat all of that salary cap.
All of the salary cap. But here's my thing with that whole thing. We talked about the bad, and I don't know how much time is left on the clock.
We can't look at it.
We can't, even though I'm going to admit, because
Don't say it, I don't want to know. Go on.
I'm like kind of corner-eyeing it. But here's my thing with the thing. Last season, the New York Jets, my team is the New York Jets.
That's a free agent built team.
And picking up Tim Tebow, who would basically got paid to sit on a bench and to hold a clipboard and to try to pretend to run. What did he run, like under 100 yards? Probably completed.
I honestly don't know.
And you know what? And they kept sat there while Mark Sanchez was stinking up a storm on the field. I think that what teams need to realize is that The fans, we come and pay to watch you.
But we're not the owners.
But we are not the owners.
You do not have to appease us by signing.
Appease us by putting up the best team available.
Build a team.
Don't appease us by getting the name brands.
I'm about to say something outlandish right now that you're going to be blown away, and this goes against every fibre of my being, but it's true.
Okay.
The Minnesota Twins of the early 2000s and mid-2000s.
Mm.
Lowest salary cap in baseball, or one of the lowest,
Mm-hmm.
and had playoff teams every single year without the big splashy players.
It's to reuse an analogy that I have. I mean, if it's a good series, I like the Rainbow Treasures knockoff of Lucky Charms.
Marshmallow Mateys.
Marshmallow Mateys. It tastes the same and it tastes good.
Yeah.
And it fills my belly and it's delicious. So what do you guys think about this whole paying players and salary caps and stuff like that? Leave us a message. Tell us what you think. Like, favorite us, subscribe, and wait for a couple more seconds as we get ready to do Leftovers.
Leftovers coming up.
So you'll see it right after this.
Next.